Shattered dreams, unbreakable will, my journey from betrayal to breakthrough. You think you can paint your way to success? My father's voice was an icy dagger, slicing through the tiny shred of confidence I'd mustered that morning. It was Thanksgiving, and the whole family was gathered around our worn dining table. Plates filled with memories and resentment, where laughter should have resonated. Maybe he should try selling lemonade with little Simon next summer, my cousin remarked, barely hiding a smirk. Even my mother, usually the buffer to my father's harshness, averted her eyes, unwilling to defend what she too quietly believed was a futile ambition. Each dismissive comment felt heavier than the last, pounding at the foundation of my dream. In their eyes, my passion for painting was a whimsical delusion, a string of paint-dappled fantasies that lacked any semblance of purpose. I left that evening with my heart pounding, suffocated by stifled dreams and the unshakable feeling that I had unraveled all familial ties with my so-called ridiculous aspirations. But grit mingled with grief would be my launchpad. Leaving home was not just a step, it was a leap into the unknown. The city sweltered with the kinetic energy of a million drifting souls and countless untold stories. It was here amidst the towering skyscrapers and shadowed alleys that I found anonymity and the freedom to explore my art without judgment. I rented a cramped, dimly lit studio apartment that reeked of inspiration, cloaked in the scent of aged linoleum and stale coffee. Those early days were relentless and unyielding, marked by quiet desperation and a fierce will to prove them wrong. Every criticism fueled my brush. Each dismissive laugh from the past became strokes on canvas, vibrant streaks of rebellion and defiance. I worked tirelessly, pushing paint to canvas from dusk until dawn, then working odd jobs to pay rent and keep myself afloat, surviving not on luck, but sheer force of will. Through layers of paints, I rebuilt myself, a version tempered by solitude and raw determination. Alone but not lonely, I was surrounded by the companionship of colors and the solace of creativity. For years, the world outside my window became both muse and competitor. Gallery rejections came and went, but persistence became my bedrock. Then, almost like a dream, my phone buzzed one cold winter's morning. An art critic had taken notice, and not just any critic, one whose words could twist the fate of careers. They saw something in my work, something even I had yet to fully grasp. Soon, exhibitions followed one after another, a frenetic dance of light, color, and accolades that only ignited my hunger further. My art was raw and untamed, capturing emotion and texture in ways that defied convention. Media outlets called me an innovator. Crowds gathered beneath my canvases until my name became not a subject of ridicule, but wonder. I remained grounded, unwavering in pursuit of the essence that once sprouted from seeds of rejection, but had blossomed into unyielding persistence. My heart longed for vindication, not vengeance, and as my soul craved closure, I decided it was time to return. Years had passed by the time I traveled back home. The town seemed both untouched and alien, as if it had been waiting with bated breath for my return. I'd orchestrated a quiet homecoming, opting for no fanfare or pre-announced parade. As I reached the family residence, the familiar hum of voices reached me through the open windows. The same dining table, echoes of old conversations lingering in the wood grain, pressed into view as I stepped inside. My arrival was met with stunned silence. My father's eyes widened as recognition slowly morphed into astonishment. "It's not lemonade anymore, is it?" I ventured with a gentle smile, laying no blame, but holding ample proof of triumph. The air hung heavy with unsaid words, and for a moment, it felt like I was painting a new canvas, with each strained breath narrating a new story of persistence. My mother, tears brimming her eyes, whispered apologies tangled with pride. And as pieces of my art, smaller reproductions of grander works, were shared, each one displaying fragments of a saga, pains turned to triumphs, the ice between us melted. In that moment, vindication wasn't the thematic climax I had expected.